here's she says, here's what I think might be the best for you is like we're doing it's a ketamine treatment where you go in twice a week for the first 4 weeks and you get intravenous ketamine, and it's about 90 minutes per session. And you then, kind of we talk throughout it, and also not throughout the treatment, but afterwards and stuff. And then afterwards, if it's working, to continue it, periodically down the road or whatever. So she shows me around the place, and there's these like 8 rooms that have leather recliners that like are massage chairs that like they're each kind of pot like little one-off things. And in the middle is like a control panel where she kind of sits and monitors your blood pressure and your pulse and all that stuff. There's a room before you go into that where you sit down and you get the port put in your hand.
Yeah.
And then you get walked over and and then there's one room in the back that I'll tell you about in a sec. So I walk around and I'm like, okay. So I talk to my wife. I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, I get an appointment. She refers me to a cognitive behavioral therapist, someone who's like just a talk therapy. So I did these in tandem, still do. And I go to get my first day. I'm scared to death. Okay. Like I'm very nervous. I hate needles.
Worst case scenarios, just go like gangbusters today.
Dude. And also, Oteil, I'm kind of also like, if this doesn't work, I don't know what the hell else. I'm out of options. I'm getting needles now. I hate needles. So I'm sitting in the waiting room and I'm kind of like, whatever. I have my music ready to go. I walk into the first room. I sit in the medical chair and it's dead silent. Okay. And they take my blood pressure and they're checking my weight and all that stuff. And I sit down and they put the port in my hand, and all of a sudden 1,000 staticky televisions circle in my head, and I black out. No ketamine. The needle in my hand. I black out. I hit the floor.
So much anxiety. It was just like,
well, it turns out I have a thing called vasovagal, which is where your blood pressure spikes super high and then drops and you can faint. So like if I get up quick, I get like, so if you get lightheaded, it's just a thing. Yeah. So it's just like, there have been times where I'm like in Home Depot looking at the bottom shelf for paint and I like get up too quick and it's like, woo, a little spotty. It's just a thing that, so she goes, okay, what are we going to do here? So that room way in the back that I was going to tell you about, that didn't have a recliner. It had a hospital bed.
Like a strap you in, like
no, not strap you in. It's not that bad, but it's a bed. It's like, so you lay down, and she would do she would do the ketamine, like the IV at the bed. So I'm like cracking up, like I can't even heal right. Like, this is just so ridiculous. Like I'm not. So it's funny to like laugh about it now, but at the time I'm like laying on the ground, like I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Like I'm apologizing because I
hit the
passed
ground.
out.
It's like, get room B ready.
Yep, they basically did.